If you think this is going to be anything like the musical Wicked, you are going to be sorely disappointed. Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Powell and this is once again coming from my apartment. Now today, we're going to be talking about the film The Witch. This is a film which has intrigued me for quite some time. The trailer just captured my attention so well. I was very, very interested in this movie. And so finally getting to see it, I'm excited to talk about this film. Anya Taylor-Joy, she is the star of this film, and she plays a young girl who's part of this family. Basically, the plot of this film is that her family, they decide to leave their plantation because their religious views differ from those who they're surrounded by, and so they decide to live in the middle of the woods because what could possibly go wrong in that situation? And then one day, their young baby child, Sam, it just disappears into the woods and they never find him. And after that, just really strange things start to happen. They start to turn on each other because they all start to suspect different things. And it's just a very interesting film as it progresses. Anya Taylor-Joy, she is easily the breakout star of this film. She delivers a fantastic performance, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what she does in the future. Just the situations that her character has to go through in this film are extremely tough to portray as an actress, and as a child actress, she does a very good job. All the kids in this film actually did really good, I thought. Again, I'm not an actor by any means, but as far as I can tell, they all did very, very well in their roles. Ralph Ineson, I don't know if I'm saying your last name right, but he is the father of his family. He is probably the second lead role of this film. He also has a lot of stuff that he has to deal with. All the actors in this film, they do fantastic. I'm just going to say that outright. I had no issues with performances in this film. They all captured my attention, and they all did extremely well at conveying the tone of this film. Part of that was also helped by the music. The music in this film, especially at the beginning, just sets up what this film is supposed to feel like as you're watching. It's so eerie at times, and the music is used so distinctly. It's not used all the time, but there are scenes where it's just music going on and you can't even hear what's going on with other characters. You can't hear movement going around, and it just captures the sense of just mystery and just eeriness. It's very tough to describe. I had goosebumps a few times just watching some of these scenes with the music playing, because it's like you don't know if something is about to happen, or just the idea that there's this witch out in the woods who could just come and appear at any second. It's very creepy. One thing this film also does very, very well is captures the sense of the 1600s. I felt like I was watching that time period. Just the very start of the film where we see the plantation that they are on, that they're leaving. You see just shops set up, you see regular pilgrims, you see Native Americans just walking around, and it all looked very, very authentic, and I really appreciated that. Especially when we got to like their little home in the forest, that also looked very realistic. You have a house which doesn't have a completed roof. You have just these little odds and ends and ways that they're trying to get food, and it's just very cool type of stuff which they use to make this seem really realistic. And then one thing that the film kind of tells you after the film is that a lot of the dialogue which is used for this movie is taken from journals and entries and diaries of people who lived in this time period, who dealt with witch trials and witch hunts and witch experiences. I myself don't really believe that they had mystical powers or anything, but these people back then, they did. They believed these things were very real, very dangerous, and that a lot of the bad stuff which started to happen to them were very satanic. And you really get that feeling in this film as the dialogue and the story progresses, and you just see these revelations unfold, and I really appreciate it. All the characters in this film are also extremely interesting. They all come with their own level of secrets, especially the two parents, Ralph Ineson and Kate Dickie. They both, like, they have their different levels of parenting, and they both have their own secrets that they keep from each other. Every character in this film has like this thing which distinguishes them, their own sin per se, which is something which they always strive to try to not have. It's a very big focus of the film, is the idea that sin is what's causing all this bad stuff to happen, and just trying to get rid of it. I thought that the way that they use these characters, and the slower scenes where they didn't focus on the witch as much and then tried to focus on developing these characters, they actually worked quite well, and I was just interested for almost this entire movie. The only real issue that I have, it's kind of a slight issue, which I was kind of debating with myself over as I was driving home from this film, was the ending to this film. Because there is a spot towards the end where it could have just cut to black, rolled credits, and I would have been perfectly fine with that ending. And then it keeps going, and it goes on for about another 5 minutes or so. And it seems to take this route, which it didn't necessarily need to take with one of the characters. And it was just a very strange way to go, but at the same time, as I thought more about it, it made sense for everything that this character experienced, everything that they went through throughout the course of this film, and just how their beliefs may have changed as a result of all the events which happen in this movie. If you've seen The Witch, let me know your thoughts on the ending, or just message me or something, because I'm kind of curious what people thought of it. But guys, The Witch it's a very, very well-made movie. I don't think it's going to be for everyone, because even as the film ended and I heard people just around me talking, it seems like a lot of people are going to think this is a very strange film, because it is. It's not your typical horror film. The Witch, as the villain, doesn't have a huge presence physically. You can feel her presence throughout this whole film because you just know a bunch of these things which are going wrong are because of her to some degree, but she doesn't have a huge physical presence. So the film, while it is called The Witch, it doesn't focus on her as a character. It focuses on how she ends up affecting this family and just all the crazy stuff which ends up happening. I would definitely recommend seeing The Witch. I very much enjoyed it, and yeah. As I said, it's not your typical horror film, but I enjoyed it, and I think that you will too, if you can appreciate a different type of horror movie. But those are just my thoughts on The Witch. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Did you like the film as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe once again if you so choose. I appreciate it immensely. And as always, remember people, my name is Nick Pell. And once again, keep on watching.